To fight bullying, the boy streams live on his way to school. But his footage catches teachers slacking off and the school beauty's figure. Injured, he visits the clinic only to accidentally walk in on the nurse changing. Sioke, a struggling sophomore, endures constant bullying. He built a helmet-mounted camera to combat school violence through live streaming. But classmates humiliate him the moment he enters class. Some even hurl chalk at his head. The dean demands he remove it, but Xiaoko invokes legal rights. Defiantly, standing his ground. Outmatched, the dean takes him to the principal. Caught smoking, the principal stubs out his cigarette and frantically tries to clear the air. Hearing the complaint, the principal tries to forcibly remove the camera, but Xiaoko had permanently secured it beforehand. Suddenly, the trash can smolders. The cigarette wasn't fully extinguished. Panicking, the principal forgets the live feed and hurls it out the window, nearly hitting a student. He drags Xiaoko to the shop teacher for tools, only to find the teacher absent from class. Turns out he'd had too much to drink last night and was sleeping it off in the supply closet to protect the school's image. The principal sends Xiaoko back to class. Xiaoko changes for PE and heads to the court. The coach eyes his helmet cam suspiciously, suddenly called out by a female colleague. After the teacher gave us free time, Xiaoko's gaze was drawn to the bully's girlfriend stretching, just as a girl watching his live stream yelled pervert. The furious bully shoved him hard, angering the campus beauty. Though dating the bully, she detests his violent ways. She personally escorted Xiaoko to the clinic, intending to inform the PE teacher first, but caught him giving private tutoring. The flustered teacher, the campus beauty, walked Xiaoko to the clinic door. The nurse just told Xiaoko to treat himself. While changing clothes, he complained about his loneliness and craving for female companionship. When Xiaoko glanced up, he caught an eyeful. Aware of his live broadcast, he bolted in panic. At the locker room, his jacket had vanished. He asked the guard to check cameras, but she was binge-watching her show and blew him off. Suddenly, an enraged man stormed past security, chasing the PE teacher. Turns out he'd seen the teacher's affair. On Xiao Kiskibiquest live stream. The guard whipped out her taser, furious at the interruption, zapped both men, and returned to her show without a glance. The instigator, Xiaoko, slips away. Back home, his parents seemed oblivious to the camera on his head, casually airing family dirty laundry right in front of it. They even argued about dad mooching off mom since losing his job, blaming his stomach issues. Their heated family spat was broadcast for all to hear. Unable to bear it, Xiaoko retreated to his room and booted up his computer, intending to check his stream stats, only to discover someone had clipped his broadcast into a viral parody. The next day, the school nurse arrived to find herself the center of attention. Amid students' hushed gossip, she remained the only one in the dark. One bold student marched into the clinic, claiming to cure her loneliness, only to get slapped out the door. Meanwhile, Xiaoko entered class to find his classmates, leaping onto desks, mimicking his mooching dad from last night's broadcast. When Xiaoko tried to fight back, the bully shut him down. After class, the bully hurled floral boxers at Xiaoko. His girlfriend saw this, turned, and walked away in disgust. His behavior repulsed her. At lunch, Xiaoko was 0.5 yuan short. The cashier swiftly snatched his soup away, spotting a dead fly in his food. But the cashier only cared about payment and played dumb. Then the bullies cornered the already luckless Xiaoko. Looks like he'd go hungry today. Faculty weren't faring better either, bombarded by online scandals exposing everything. Stun-happy guards, wardrobe malfunctions, a lonely school nurse craving romance, a confused principal throwing objects from heights, a married teacher having an affair, homophone for minor affair, a stingy cashier ignoring hygiene. They knew letting Xiaoko's live stream continue would ruin the school, so they all agreed that hateful camera must be removed. Finally, the principal declared, first diplomacy, then force. Visit Xiaoko's parents first. He hastily ended the meeting, but kept the school nurse behind. Holding her hand, he whispered suggestive words, hinting at his virility and tenderness. Yes, Lucy, Lucy. What are you doing? This is some of the book. But caught red-handed, his intentions exposed. Flustered, he claimed he was just checking on his staff, then guiltily gave her half-day off. His demeanor shifted instantly. After school, Xiaoko found his mom at the market. She discarded rotten veggies while selling, making the neighboring vendor look mortified. He demonstrated hiding rotten produce at the bottom. This is how you feed your family, he lectured. Mom immediately copied the trick. Unaware Xiaoko's helmet cam was live streaming it all as he tried to look away. She mistook his avoidance for shame. Clueless about the camera on his helmet. Returning home, they found Dad fixing wiring in the hallway. When Mom offered help, Dad huffed. Man's work, even though I usually live off my wife. He must seize this chance to show his manhood today, but once his wife left, Liam Yes took a Google question. Soon, the school sent teachers to discuss the camera issue. The homeroom teacher and dean spoke with Xiaoke's mom. The panicked Xiaoke was about to confess about the camera. His dad got electrocuted inside, so they rushed him to the hospital. The camera discussion ended up unresolved. The family waited endlessly in the hospital queue. Suddenly, the cuckolded man noticed Xiaoke. Without Xiaoke's dream, he'd still be clueless about being cheated on. To repay him, the hospital VP fast-tracked Xiaoke's dad through connections. The doctor cleared him with no serious issues, but prolonged rest caused mild osteoporosis. Getting back to work will fix it. Next day, Xiaoke school. Suddenly, two thugs charged downstairs and knocked him over, sending his camera helmet crashing down. He stashed the helmet in his backpack instead. They tried to block his exit and remove his helmet, but Xiaoke hadn't brought it today. They were too late. Without the camera's protection, Xiaoke instantly became a bullying target again. Left with no choice, he had to put his helmet back on. The school bully mocked him as a turtle in its shell, while the campus beauty praised him for daring to stand up to his bullies. Xiaoke lowered his head, smiling foolishly, but the principal had just discovered. He'd resumed his live stream. The principal made a call, summoning Xiaoke's father to the school. He pressured parents to cooperate, otherwise he'd threatened to expel their kids. Just then, the Education Bureau director made a grand entrance, praising Xiaoke's dad right away for raising a model student and fully endorsing Xiaoke's campus surveillance initiative. On camera, he even presented Xiaoke's dad with a medal. But once they left, the director instantly dropped the act. He was just putting on a show for the camera. He ordered the principal to take down Xiaoke's camera by any means necessary. He couldn't risk this school scandal reaching Leader Zhou. The camera wasn't just tormenting the principal. Xiaoke's mom's business was nearly ruined after he caught her selling rotten vegetables. Viewers steered clear of her stall, warning others not to buy from her. Clueless, she thought customers were acting strange, until a neighboring vendor showed her the live stream clip. Only then did mom realize his helmet hit a camera. She stormed home, ready to punish Xiaoke, unleashing her fury over nearly losing her job. When he refused to remove it, she brandished a kitchen knife, ready to take drastic measures against her own son. Suddenly, a knock at the door. Police officers stood outside. Mom thought the commotion drew them, but they'd actually come to thank Xiaoke. The men who knocked him down that morning were thieves, and his live stream helped police swiftly apprehend them. With that, they awarded him a 5-star Good Citizen Certificate of Merit. British Paul Kernock, yes shows. Caution, bonjour. Now mom has no excuse to remove Xiaoke's helmet. Next day, the security guard stares intently at surveillance. Spotting Xiaoke entering, she straightens her uniform, ready to greet. After Xiaoke's live feed aided police yesterday, the principal ordered all staff to impress him. Not only the guard beams, even when randomly called on stage. To answer, teachers scramble to respond for him. He scores an A, without speaking. The bully fumes at this favoritism, but gets punished in the hall for disrespecting staff. The canteen cashiers change tops, all absurdity. Before, 50 cents short, dishes got taken away. Today, charges Xiaoke only 20 for 100 yuan meal. Xiaoke thinks the canteen boss's conscience kicked in, but the next student gets charged 100 yuan instantly for less food. Xiaoke, outraged at this unfairness, nearly sparks a riot defending classmates. The live-watching principal texts the cashier frantically. Henceforth, the canteen launches a sale frenzy. All prices match Xiaoke's. Before Xiaoke sits, the punished bull charges over, shoves him down, ready to throw punches. When a voice shouts stop, Xiaoke's classmate, he just offended. The bully snaps to attention, seeing him. So he's the notorious king of bullies, the school's top tyrant. He frantically signaled his girlfriend to leave with him. But the school beauty had long been disgusted by his constant bullying. Under the king of bullies' intervention, the bully slunk away from the cafeteria. Then, using Xiaoke's head-mounted camera, the school beauty publicly announced her breakup with a bully. Xiaoke grinned. Looked like his chance was coming soon. In his office, the principal was grinding his teeth in fury. Ever since Xiaoke started live streaming, the principal had to monitor the broadcast every single second. At this rate, he'd become a regular viewer himself. Just then, the dean approached him about the canteen's funding crisis. The school's funds were running too low for Xiaoke's antics. Out of options, the principal blurted he'd sell his own house. What's there to explain? Suddenly, the live stream shook violently. That bastard bully blamed Xiaoke for his girlfriend dumping him. They started throwing punches, joined by the bully's lackeys and the school beauty. Chaos erupted until the principal stormed in. The bully trio got hauled to the office. The principal didn't care about their usual arrogance, but he never let them mess with Xiaoke and his camera. seeing these nuisances threatening his dream house this year. The principal snapped. It's no big deal, but now, Fina, you got another thing coming. The school beauty was dressing Xiaoke's wounds. The charged atmosphere drew Xiaoke closer. Her flinch left him frozen in confusion. He wouldn't recognize it even if he clicked in. The school beauty just seemed a bit nervous, and right after school, the trio got cornered by King of Bullies. Having watched the stream, he felt they'd ignored his warning, so this slap to his face earned them a brutal beating. Xiaoke's stunt nearly cost Mom her job, so Dad hatched a plan to fight fire with fire. He rang the neighbor Grandpa's bell, recruiting him for an act. Back in his Victoria Theater days, Grandpa was quite the actor, known as Moscow's Little Vanderbilt. Dad sealed the deal with $100. Soon, under Xiaoke's watchful lens, Grandpa launched into his performance, hamming it up, one moment claiming the fruit scent threatened to burst his skull, the next sniffing tomatoes and axes. Mom, starved for sales, clinched the deal. But spotting those familiar fruits at home later, she instantly caught on to the scheme. Dad argued, though the customer was fake. After Xiaoke's live stream spreads the word, business would boom. Mom scolded their foolishness, but was secretly thrilled. Meanwhile, the bully was left bloodied by the king. His mom assumed he'd suffered school violence. She confronted him for answers, and when she threatened to report to the school and get him expelled, the bully played victim, framing Xiaoke as the aggressor. That night, Xiaoke and his dad got summoned to school. By the time he reached the classroom, it was already packed with students' parents. The school bully's mother gathered the parents under the pretext of a bully in the class. She first targeted Xiaoke's camera. The principal immediately stood up and reluctantly defended Xiaoke in front of the camera. He criticized the bully's mother for her low awareness. Unlike himself, who strongly supports this school monitoring initiative, not only does he personally support it, but he also drafted documents that gained approval from higher-ups. He believes that one day the president will adopt his methods. Then every school will have its own camera kid. The angry mother immediately retorted, "Your camera boy doesn't have to take responsibility for hitting people, does he?" The school bully innocently showed everyone his facial injuries. The wrong Xiaoke tried to explain, but was mocked for being born, but not raised. When your son causes trouble, even your mother doesn't show up. Let's talk to your dad. You won't get away with this. You won't get away with this. That's mom, that's. Principal Mom asked. A parent insisted that Xiaoke, wearing the camera, must leave before they could discuss, because they weren't here for a reality show. The moment Xiaoke left the classroom, the school bully followed right behind. He eagerly revealed his ugly nature. He taunted Xiaoke for only hiding behind the camera's protection. Fed up with the bully's taunts, Xiaoke turned and handed the helmet to a classmate. Then he went to the playground with the bully for a man-to-man duel. The school beauty desperately tried to stop Xiaoke from fighting. Xiaoke realized the bully was provoking him on purpose, and the furious bully went berserk. He grabbed mud from the ground and smeared it all over himself. To look more like a victim, he violently ripped his clothes to shreds, then punched himself in the face for good measure. The whole charade was caught on camera and broadcast live to everyone via the principal's phone. "You love it, you baby. Keep pushing us to the edge." Just as the school bully ran back screaming for help, parents stared at him like he was a two-bit fool. In the end, Xiaoke and the campus bell